Good evening. Welcome to the June 12th Commission on Disabilities meeting. Sorry for the late start time tonight. We had to accommodate the Ways and Means meetings. If we could all please stand to salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before we start, I would just like to ask for a moment of silence for Grace Sinella, who was laid to rest yesterday, the late wife of school committee man Fred Sinella. So if we could all please stand for a moment of silence. Thank you. Hearts go out to Fred Sinella and his family. I'll take a roll call of the members. Vice Chair Rick Frenny.
Present.
Committee Member Robert Bent.
Present.
Committee Woman Enza Goodwin.
Present.
Committee Woman Michelle DeBellis is absent. She let us know. And Committee Member Paul Mazzoni is absent. And Committee Member David Hesse is absent. Okay, the first item on the agenda is going to be very brief. It's just item 1 was the CODA, Commission on Disabilities Alliance monthly conference call meeting on Wednesday, June 6th. Just to keep everybody in the loop, the items on the agenda included continued discussion from last month's call regarding wanting us to have strong support from Senate Bill 1379 and House Bill 2498, which is an act relative to the Architectural Access Board. It would align our state access regulations of architectural access boards with federal architectural regulations of the American with Disabilities Act, aligning the AB with the ADA. It's imperative to ensure access to employment, housing, and equal civil and human rights for all people with disabilities across the Commonwealth. I'm sure I sent everyone communication on the emails that I had sent to our local state delegation, to State Representative Rosalie Vincent, State Senator Joe Boncore, State Senator Speaker of the House Robert DeLeo, and they were sending letters of support. Representative Rosalie Vincent had sent me a copy, and I believe I forwarded that off to you, and I showed you the letters that I had sent to everyone. If I neglected to send anyone a copy, please just let me know, and I'll forward that information on to you. I did it on behalf of everyone because it came right up after the meeting. They wanted us to send that out, so I did it on behalf of the Commission on Disabilities in Revere. If there's any questions or concerns on that. Okay, next item was the COD budget hearing with the Ways and Means Subcommittee, which happened before here, and I just briefly went over our Commission on Disabilities and briefly went through what our goals, some of our goals for the upcoming year and some of our accomplishments, which we did. And if I neglected to send that on to you, I will send that also. It's just the end of the year. It's just such a busy time of the year. But one thing that I wanted to highlight to everyone is a couple of the things that I want to try and get done with the city's administration along with the city council is try and be able to see if we can be adopted as an 8J that we found out from that meeting when we had the state Massachusetts Office on Disabilities here. And if we can adopt that, then we can file to be able to adopt a 22G. And what I found out in the meantime, I found out some monies for, and this would be in concerns for the handicap violations that are given out for the city of Revere. And I did find out the numbers for fiscal year 2017. What was issued for handicap violations was roughly $51,615 in handicap violations, in which an additional $6,400 was paid in fines and penalties for late payments. To date, as of May 25th, when I got the report from the parking department, out of that money for fiscal year 2017, $52,235 has been collected, which leaves $5,600 still outstanding balance. For our fiscal year 2018, as of May 25th, when the report was done, $34,280 was written in handicap parking violations, with $4,500 was collected in late penalty fees, and a total of $30,575 has now been collected, which left an outstanding balance as of right now of $8,250. So if we are able to get approval and go through that, that's some monies that would be able to put into a revolving account for the Commission on Disabilities that would be able to be used for programs and whatnot for people with disabilities, such as the town of Burlington. If we recall from the meeting, they were able to do their whole center, gazebos and everything, all handicap accessible with monies that they received from that. So that's one of the things on my agenda to try and work on with the administration, council, and city council on for this upcoming fiscal year. So I will keep everybody up to date on that. But it's kind of a good amount of money. The other thing that I want to also possibly discuss is the fees on that, and I've already sent emails to the administration and the traffic commission to see if it can go on the agenda, because I know that they're going to be redoing, I believe, the parking tickets to make them more clearer. And a lot of the communities around here, it's more than the $100 handicap violation that Revere is issuing. So my feeling is if you're parking in a handicap spot and you do not have a handicap plate or a handicap placard, shame on you. You should pay. There are people with handicap placards in plates that cannot find these spots because there's people parking in them. So that's also goes part and parcel with trying to become HA and 22G for these funds. So I don't know if anybody has any questions or concerns on that.
Yeah, just one quick question. Actually, the penalties for fiscal 2017, I see 51615. What were the penalties?
Issued.
That was issued, and what were the penalty fees on that?
The penalties so far that come in was $6,400. I can get you all that, and
okay.
I'll send you the spreadsheet.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll send the spreadsheet right to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Any other questions on that? Okay. Item number 3, I will turn that over to Enza, if she can read that for us.
So some updates for the month of June. We continue to have a drop-and-stay play group on Monday nights at Revere Recreation at 6 o'clock, and we would like people to consider coming out and meeting other children and families. And contact information can be found on the Parks and Rec's website. We held our CPAC meeting back in May. It was our basic rights meeting. It reviewed the IEP process and gave parents insight into the process. We are holding our next meeting Wednesday, June 13th, which is tomorrow night at the Revere League for Special Needs at 6 o'clock. At that time, we will be holding elections for 4 key positions: president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. And we're hoping that we can get people to come out to that meeting. After the elections, we plan on holding a brief general meeting as well. And Revere CPAC, in collaboration with Revere Public Schools, is planning a summer calendar of events that will take place in conjunction with the extended school year program. And more information should be coming out later this month. I believe we'll have a flyer ready, so maybe, Ralph, that's something we can add to the website once that's available. And do you want me to go ahead and talk about the dance program that Michelle has So one of our members, Michelle DeBellis, has organized a special needs Children of All Abilities dance movement summer program for ages 5 through 9. This amazing program will run 5 weeks, every Wednesday from 3:30 to 4:15, beginning July 11th, and it will take place at the Dance Junction in Saugus. Pre-registration is required. Once the class is full, you will be placed on a waiting list and notified if a spot opens up. And again, Michelle DeBellis can be reached for any questions regarding that. And this is a nice little program that is being supported by Roro to Revere. They are the ones that are handling the funding for this so that families have the opportunity to participate for free.
Okay, thank you. Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, I just have just two quick ones. On the All Abilities Dance Movement, so it's being funded by Roro to Revere,
Correct.
so there's no cost to the
There's
families?
no cost.
That is wonderful.
I believe it's capped at about 10 children.
Okay.
So I don't know, again, Michelle would know best.
That's
but I
fine.
don't know if we're there yet.
And my other question was the CPAC meeting in May. How's the turnout?
So the turnout was more than we usually get, but again, it was right around 10 people. So
Okay.
it wasn't huge, but there were more new faces than we've seen before.
Wonderful.
One of our goals tomorrow night, I'm hoping to put forward a motion to move the location of the meeting. What we're finding is a lot of families want to come to the meeting, they don't have childcare, and we need a location that'll support families with children coming out to these meetings.
Great job, Enza. Thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, we'll move on to old business. One of the carryovers from last meeting is I wanted to, I asked everyone if they could think about when we started discussing ideas on Commission on Disabilities subcommittees and duties. So I just wanted to see if anybody had any ideas or any feedback on that.
Ralph, my one question is, if we do the subcommittee meetings, is that gonna affect in the budget that we just talked about?
No, subcommittee meetings are just basically going to be, what we're going to basically do is when we set up the subcommittees, it's just going to be basically so that it doesn't fall all on one person's shoulders and nothing slips through the cracks, whereas, see how Michelle found out about the All Abilities dance movement, so that we find programs and try and bring them in and they can try and put them together, and whereas another member could find some programs and take care of keeping that all organized for older adults with disabilities, things like that, just so it doesn't all get put into one and things get forgotten. So basically, to that idea, just as how, my best answer to that is how the City Council has different subcommittees. They have a Ways and Means subcommittee. They have DPW subcommittee, Parks and Rec subcommittee, but it wouldn't be that way. We would do it, possibly my idea is maybe age specific or something to that nature. So that's why I wanted to see how it is. So, because I know we were talking about being able to have outreach programs. So if we have outreach programs, you would be able to know when different events are being held for the seniors, so we would be able to be there with an outreach table. When there's something going on in the school systems, or CPAC, we'd be able to have an outreach table, or find some events or some programs that would be able to benefit people in that specific age group. Or not only a program, but informational programs also for people of those age groups. Whereas right now, we're trying to put everything into one, and some things get forgotten and not taken. So just trying to streamline the process. So any ideas and whatever, we're just trying to, almost like a checks and balance to take care of everything. I don't know if anybody has any comments on that.
I think it's a great idea, and we talked about it last time. It would be nice if, once we move forward with it, to embed it in this monthly meeting. I don't think we can necessarily commit to additional meeting times. So if during this monthly meeting we could share out, that would be great. I think the other piece to it is I think we need more members to be a part of this team, to get this to work in the way we envision it to work.
Thank you, and we'll address that when we get to the new business, but yeah, definitely, what it will be is it won't be that you'll have to have, everything will have like subcommittee reports that will come right into the agenda. Basically, that's what we'll do it like that. So that's a very good point, but yeah, I know Vice Chair Rick Fernie will have some things on the new business regarding membership. So what we'll do is we'll just keep carrying this over into old business. Next, I was going to have Rick talk about the update on the Children's Full Inclusion Art Program.
All right, well, Robert and I have been working diligently on this. So the funding, as you know, has been secure there, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for that. We do have a place. It'll be held in the lower level function hall of St. Mary's Parish over on Washington Street in Revere. We will not be charged for any rental room. I am the Holy Name president there, as you are the vice president there as well. And we have great communication with the staff there, as well as with our former priest, Father Barry, and our new priest, Father John Sheridan. And everyone was in agreement that we definitely can have it there. And it's a matter of just working out the schedule, because there are other groups that rent that hall during the week, but there are a couple of nights that they are open. But let it be known for the parents and guardians that are watching this, the art program is going to be fantastic, but it's not going to be a babysitting art program. Parents, anyone under 18 years old will cannot participate unless they're with a parent, a guardian, or an adult over 18 years old that has custody of them for that evening. We're working on probably late afternoon, probably not till August. At the earliest, only because it's just not enough time. The school year is ending, vacation starts. I go away in July. I know Mr. Chairman goes away in July. So I think we'll be better prepared to have it sometime in August, maybe mid-August. Probably be a Tuesday, Wednesday, or a Thursday. We're just not sure yet. Definitely won't be a Friday, and definitely not Monday. So it's one of those 3 days. We're pitching on an hour and a half to 2 hours. I do have a volunteer, young lady who is an art instructor, who will be donating her time to help us come up with some great creations, so it won't just be finger painting in the sun and happy faces. There'll be proud pieces to put on your mantle or on your office desk. So Bob and I have been going back and forth, talking almost daily about this, whether it's on the phone or in Messenger or texting, and he's on board with this, and him and I got a nice little conversation going back and forth about this, and we're very excited to lead this, and I think it's going to lead to more programs and going back to the subcommittee. It's one of maybe the subcommittees you and I could head up going forward. Once again, it'll be for kids of all abilities, not just 3 to 9, but it'll be 3 to 22. So whether it's a preschool, early intervention, or post-grad, the flyers will be going out. They will be on the website. They will be going out to all the schools. We're hoping to get the date set up. The school year continues for special needs kids all summer long. There is a little break, but we will send a letter out to Dr. Kelly to send a Twitter message out to all the special ed teachers and paras, and we'll also drop a flyer off at all the schools, let them know what all the good things that Commission on Disabilities is up to, and I'm just proud to be a member here. I think we are definitely putting this thing on the map. We got some great leaders here, and this is only going to get better and better for our community. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Robert?
First off, I'd like to thank you, Ralph, for your diligence in getting the budget done and helping me with that. Rick, for everything he's done with getting the place to have this. Like Rick just said, we'd like to get the parents out there to get these kids there, because that's what this is for, these kids. You know, and realistically, we wouldn't get this done if it wasn't for this board. And I'd like to thank everybody on the board.
Thank you. And also this art program that we're piloting, we did get the grant that we applied for, and this will be at no cost for these children, just to let you know. Yeah, go ahead.
And I'm also going to, once we have a date in place, I'm also going to touch base with my work, because I work at Target, and Target does do a lot of volunteer work. So I'm going to touch base with one of the managers and see what they can get some volunteers out.
Thank you. The next update I have is on the accessibility survey. I did send out an email to all you members to show you the statistical data, but I also printed it out if you guys wanted to take a look at it, because sometimes it's a lot easier than seeing it on the computer. There's not many entries that were in there, but it tabulates everything for us for the entries that you can just unclip that if you want. It just tabulates all the data, everything that's been inputted, so that we can see the statistical data. It helps, and there's also a spreadsheet with everything. So this was my goal for getting these accessibility surveys. So actually sent communication to Rick Promise from Revere TV to try and get the original letter that went out through the election department that we do have the accessibility survey in both English and Spanish, to try and get that rolled on Revere TV. And I am also going to talk to both the Revere Journal and Revere Advocate to see if they can put that in the paper, because my goal is to try and get as many of the disabled residents or family members in the community to fill out the accessibility survey, so that we can have this data all on hand, so that we know who they are and we know what the needs are. Without that, it kind of handcuffs our commission. I'm not sure if anybody has anything else to add to that, or any other suggestions on how to get it out there.
I would just like to say to the residents of Revere who are disabled, who have a child who's disabled, a family member who's disabled, get these surveys out there, because without the surveys, we can't assist you.
Anyone else? The next item is just an update on the automatic door openers. I reached out to the mayor's office. The mayor's office had asked me to find the information on it, to try and do some of the legwork behind it. And I sent an email to the new DPW superintendent, Paul Agenzio, and he sent me an email back that he's going to work on it and find everything out for us, to try and get that facilitated for the electronic door opener here at City Hall, and also at the Legion Hall rear door and back door. So it's in the process. So I just wanted to keep everyone updated on that. So it's still in the process to get that done. If anybody has any questions on that, Rick, I think I had put you on the email too, Paul, but I don't know if he replied to you also on it.
He did. I was not included on the response, but I was on the original email, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Okay. Next item is going to be some late items. If there's anything, anyone has any late items, I'll turn it over to them. Sure.
Okay. As Enza, excuse me, pointed out earlier, this commission is doing a lot of good things. We all point that out. We like to, maybe we're tapping ourselves on our back a little bit, but it's well deserved. But we need more help, and we need more volunteers, and there are a slew of people that want to be involved on this board, knowing the good that we're doing, knowing the good that can be done, that is yet to be done. With that, I've only been here a couple of months. I've been here, it's my third meeting. I know there's been a couple of members that are on the roster that are not present. One in particular, I believe perhaps may no longer want to be part of this, so I would like to make a motion to the mayor to ask him for a public hearing to have Mr. Dave Hesse removed from the Commission on Disabilities. Although, you know, this is a non-paying position, it doesn't matter if you're making $1 million or $1. If you're not here to help, we can't do anything with that. So I ask the Mayor Arrigo, to have a public hearing for the official removal of Mr. Hesse from the Commission on Disabilities Board. And if there are any other members that are on the board that cannot find the time or no longer want to be part of this, that is not a problem. Just contact our chairman and send a letter into the mayor's office that you wish to no longer be part of this commission, and we can fill up these seats with some great community advocates that want to advocate for us, for our mothers, our grandmothers, our fathers, our kids, everyone that's part of this community that needs help. The more voices we have, the more help we can do. So I leave that. Hopefully that was enough, Mr. Chairman.
You making that in a point of a motion to send to the mayor
I am
communication?
making it a point of motion, yes. I am making it a motion to send to the mayor's office for a public hearing for the official removal of Mr. Dave Hesse from the Commission on Disabilities Board. Yes, sir.
Okay, can I have a second on that?
I'll second it.
All those in
Aye.
favor, aye?
Aye.
So moved. Will you type out an email, and then I will sign it and send it over to the mayor's office?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Anyone else have any other comments on that, or any other concerns they'd like to address?
No, I think Rick said it best. I mean, we have people in this community that want to band together, who want to volunteer their time. And a lot of what we get done is through networking, and the only way we can do this is if we have all our seats full up here and we can work together.
And like Rick said, there's no ill feelings, and if you do not have the time, that's fine. But in order for us to move forward, we do need to have a full commission, especially now that we're going to be in the process of trying to set up some subcommittee groups, and we're going to be wanting to do some outreach for some certain events. I know there was talk about the sandcastles, but we wouldn't be able to do the sandcastle event, but there's the summer contest that we will do, the fall festival, but we definitely need a full commission to be able to do that. And we do understand that things do come up, and people's time does change and whatnot. So like the vice chair so eloquently stated, there is no ill feelings, but please let us know, and we'll get the communication to the mayor for that. Thank you. Any other late items?
Yes, I'd like to add one. This is for the children of all abilities here in the city. Spoke to Parks and Rec Director, Mr. Michael Hinojosa. A couple of years ago, for a few years, we, with the Little Ricky Foundation, we're able to have events during the summer and fall for children from 3 to 22, soccer camps, baseball games. So, and they provided food, and we did, the T-shirts and everything. So he is open to it, and they will fund it. He just is asking for us to help out and volunteer. We just need to look at the calendar that he has for events for the year, pick a few dates out for a soccer, basketball, baseball, and what we'll do is, we'll have my Olivia sing the national anthem, parents, it'll be a big barbecue, there'll be all kinds of food, popcorn and hamburgers and hot dogs, cotton candy, and we did it before a few times, and the events were wonderful. So those events will be posted on the website once we get all the logistics down with Michael Hinojosa. He's on board. He's excited to do it. He doesn't want to stop doing it. This is what it's all about. It's about all the children, the young people, young adults here in the city. So I'm looking forward to that. And I know if time permits, and your calendars are open, I know I can count on the board to come on down and bring their kids and bring themselves and pass out hot dogs and make some cotton candy, Mr. Chairman, trying to eat it all, and then we'll have a good time. We'll have a blast. So I just want everyone to know that Ms. Hinojosa is on board with the Commission on Disabilities to host several events for the children of the city, which I think is wonderful. And this is something we can basically hit the ground running with. We just need to find a day and just get the signups, and we can either use the commission email for signups, we can use the phone numbers, they can sign up through the Little Ricky Foundation, whatever they want to do. But I'm just happy that Mike's on board, and I'm looking forward to it. We had a blast in the past, and it was the parents and everyone. We gave out awards after, little trophies for all the kids that participated. It wasn't win or lose. It was just everyone just giving a shot, hitting the ball, kicking the soccer ball in the net, hitting the baseball, running around the field, hearing their name on the PA system. So I'm excited about it, Mr. Chairman. I'm excited about it, rest of the board. And like I say, this commission, I'm telling you, we're going to be a template for all the other communities here in the state. Once we, in another year, people are going to be copying what we're doing, which I think it's great for everyone here in the Commonwealth. But it's going to start right here in our little city of Revere. And thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate the time.
Thank you. There, just one comment on the email access. We do have a disabilities@revere.org main email address that just we can have everything sent right to that.
That'll be perfect. Thank you.
Any other comments on that? Just one more thing, Rick, that I know we've had discussions with, and I know we've both spoken to Michael about it, and we will get into more in depth with Michael about it, is that, and I know Enza touched on it briefly, that there is going to be a calendar for events for kids of all abilities and special needs, but one thing that we want to try doing is try and implement some more yearly programs for children with disabilities. So that's one thing. That's one of our other goals, to try and get the city of Revere on board with doing that, with the input and help from the Commission on Disabilities.
You're right. When I was talking to Mike, once we do it this year, later summer and during the fall, we can set a schedule up for next year and pick out the dates. It'll be part of the original calendar that goes out to all the schools, and that's on the website. That in coordination with the Commission on Disabilities, Parks and Rec, and Mayor Arrigo, are proud to present Kids of All Abilities baseball game. Here's the email, here's the number, T-shirts, everything will be involved. So, and going down the road, we can always get sponsors. We can get people like Target and local restaurants and Roro to Revere and everyone else to help out. But this year, it's just getting everyone back out there in the fields, having some fun, and then next year, we'll take it up to another level. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. And also, I know that the mayor and his administration were looking into, and I'm not sure if they've already purchased it through with the rec center's help, some basketball nets that adjust for kids of all abilities. Not sure where those are going to be being placed, but that's something that's going to be coming online soon. And then, of course, my big thing with Heim Investment Group for the Suffolk Downs to try and create a park for people of all abilities that will hopefully be coming online down in the near future. So with the help of the commission, that will be another goal that we'll be doing. I don't know if anyone else has any other late items. Robert?
This is just a thought that I actually was thinking about last night. I know they have all kinds of different walks with different, things, whether it's the AIDS walk, the autism walk, which Enta was a part of. What I would like to see in the city of Revere is maybe a walk for all abilities, and get donations from that, and see where if we can get things going, where we can have these programs and have the money to get these programs, because we have the donations.
So that's a great idea, and would be something that would be part of one of the subcommittees. Exactly. That would be like what one of the subcommittees would be working on. Yeah, exactly. So that's how we came up with some basic titles, things things like that for the community to try and bring some funds in. So if anybody wants to donate, we don't even have to do a walk too. You can donate to the Commission on Disabilities for us to start programs too. And not have to donate to Vice Chair Rick Frenny. Great idea, and yes, definitely.
Yeah, it kind of came up probably like when they had the meeting earlier that, you know, Mark Silvestri was there with the Veterans Affairs. There's so many people out there that have disabilities, whether it's physical, mental, whatever. Let's get them all together and let's have some fun.
Thank you. Anyone else on top of
Yeah,
that?
on top of that, I just say, I think that's a great idea. I can't believe no one ever thought of that. A walk for all abilities, that's great. The autism walk is just fantastic. It's only going to get better and bigger every year. But yeah, walk for all abilities would be great. Something we could do, you know, later on in the year, probably maybe for next year. But great idea, and I nominate Robert to head up that subcommittee.
What we can do too is possibly if someone wants to draw up a letter with that idea, I can pass that on to the mayor and the administration to see if we can get the city to take the lead with the assistance of our Commission on Disabilities to help us on that. Great idea. Any other late items? I just have one communication that I received. It was an invitation letter for the second annual Moroccan Culture Day. Came to me and the Commission on Disabilities, and I'll read it. So please bear with me. It's a very proud day to the Moroccan American community in Revere to announce the second annual Moroccan Culture Day for 2018. We are organizing an event that we believe will surpass the one in 2017. The primary goal of the Culture Day is to once again show the people of Revere that the Moroccan American community plays an integral role in the city while at the same time displaying the culture of our motherland. This year's event will take place on Saturday, June 23rd from 3 to 7 p.m. It will again take place on Shirley Ave at the municipal parking lot. All the people of Revere and beyond are cordially invited to attend this year's Moroccan Culture Day, including family and friends. We are once again inviting government officials, and all our guests are invited to speak to them personally. When we speak about the culture of Morocco, we include music, food, art, and more. For example, this year, the men and women are invited to participate in Moroccan dress contest. The winners will be presented to the audience and receive the title of Miss and Mr. Moroccan American. We have also included the favorite sport in Morocco, soccer. There will be a soccer tournament dedicated to the memory of the late city councilor, Bob Hass. Not only is this tournament local, but there will be teams from Virginia, Washington, D.C., New York, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. All of the funds raised by the soccer tournament will be presented to Revere High School to be used as a scholarship. Finally, and most importantly, the most spectacular happening at the Cultural Day will not be announced in this letter. It is too special. However, it involves Casablanca, Morocco. This will get everyone to come to the Moroccan Cultural Day and will be worth it. We hope to see you there on June 23rd. Yours truly, I don't want to try making a mistake on his first and last name, but it was the Moroccan American Connections in Revere. So it was an invitation to the Commission on Disabilities. So again, it's there's an email the email is info@macir.org, and the website is www.macir.org. I can give this right to you. Right? Okay. So. Next, I know there's so many people here, so next is the open forum with all the residents for concerns with ongoing issues, questions, and feedback. So this is going to take a lot of time. So we'll start from the back corner and proceed to the front. I'm only kidding. I know, I wanted to be a comedian tonight.
Well, they're all home watching on TV. I think they prefer the comfort and cool of their air conditioner at home.
Exactly.
They don't realize the chambers are air conditioned, Mr. Chairman. Make sure you let them know that.
Let them, yeah, it's very cool in here. It's nice and comfortable. And you don't have to waste your electricity at home. So for next steps, we have a few next steps, right? Communication to the mayor for the public hearing. And then also, what do we have?
Next up, communication. We have the communication going to the mayor for the, asking for the removal of Commission member Dave Hesse.
Yep.
And we will write a letter to the mayor, an email, send that over.
Also, the all abilities, talking about the all abilities, having a discussion on all abilities.
Yeah, the All Abilities Walk, right, and then we spoke about talking with Michael Hinojosa, as the director of the Parks and Rec, all the events we are going to have planned, and it's going to be some outstanding events here for the community, especially for those that don't get to experience the events as they should. It's an all-inclusive, all these events come up all-inclusive, so it's gonna be great. It's gonna be people of all abilities, whether they're 3 or 22, parents, grandparents. It's gonna be a wonderful time, Mr. Chairman. I believe that's what you mean when you say additional notes, right? Next steps?
Yeah, and
There's
also
nothing-
one of the next step for what we want to do at our August meeting is establishment of 3 or 4 subcommittees.
You think that's too many, Enzo? 3 or 4, is that enough? Okay.
Okay.
All right, yes, sir.
Okay. Last thing is the reminder, just the general reminder that I do after every meeting is the Commission on Disabilities office hours are on Fridays from 8:15 to 12:15 in the Veteran Services Office in the rear of the Legion Building at 249 rear Broadway, which is next door to City Hall. You can call for an appointment if you would like, but you do not need one. You'll be able to talk to someone from our 311 Constituent Services offices on other days when you call. Our office at 781-286-8267. They'll be able to answer most of your questions, but if they are unable to, or if you would like a call back from our office, they can transfer you to the Disabilities office's voicemail, and someone will get back to you as soon as they can. Also, please let us know if you would like something discussed or brought up and added to our monthly meeting agendas. You can also let us know if you'd like to come up and speak on any issues or concerns. The Commission is here to help and assist all of the disabled residents and families of Revere. Also, I just wanted to let people know that our disabilities office hour on the week of the 4th of July. I'll get you that exact date. July 6th, we will not have office hours. So I just wanted to let you know, but we can still be reached by telephone. I will unfortunately be away on July 6th, and it's really a vacation week. So it's kind of a tough week to hold office hours anyways, but it can still be reached by phone. So I just wanted to let everyone know in advance. Also, our next meeting will be Tuesday, August 14th, 2018 at 6 p.m. We will not be having a meeting in July because of the holiday. So if I can have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
And everyone, please have a safe and happy 4th of July. Motion adjourned.